Silver solution is a highly effective, potent nanoparticle solution that is lethal to bacteria, yeast, and virus. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and see the amazing line of products they have available. Click on the link and check out the uses for new silver solution. Order now to protect yourself and those you care about. Go to supernaturalsilver.com. That's supernaturalsilver.com today.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
$14.8 trillion, according to Bloomberg and AP, has been stolen in 7 months. They're online in 1 year out from the bailout to spend $26 trillion of your money. That's double the GDP. The federal inspector general says they don't know where the trillions went, and they're not going to tell you. The Federal Reserve's on record saying they're above the law. And then this isn't just people that haven't been paying their mortgage. In my experience, their companies are just saying you still owe when it's paid off, especially if it looks like you're blue collar. And then they just send the police out and they take your house. I mean, this happened during the Great Depression, too. They're also starting to call in full loans. They're starting to call in full notes. And like, let's say you owe $500,000. You did owe $1 million on your family farm you bought, or a piece of land you expanded your farm or ranch on, and you've paid off half of it. And they're now saying, you know what, there was a little clause in there we interpret. We're taking the property right now unless you can pay $500,000 right now. And you're like, hey, I'm making my payments. They go, SWAT team standing by. SWAT team standing by. And then you become homeless, and then they now grab you off the street, put you in a government home. Well, it's basically a prison, and make you pay rent. Joyce, in fact, guys, people won't believe me. That search engine, that New York State to make homeless pay rent. I want people to see this for themselves. Joyce, this is frightening because this is getting worse and worse and worse. And coming up in the next segment, we're going to play the audio here that's never before heard when you went off air today, but you still had her online from your radio show when this happened to her. This is I haven't heard this yet, but John Harmon says this is some really painful audio to listen to. Can you tell us what's coming up?
It's absolutely horrible. I mean, we were all in tears when we were listening to it. Everybody in our office at the Power Hour was in tears listening to this because it is just so chilling to believe that it can happen in America to innocent people. I mean, really innocent people. You know, the trillions of dollars you were talking about earlier that's going to, the Leave No Banker Behind Bailout Act. Anybody that needs the money that they want to give it to gets the money. And, I was saying to Josh this morning, do you know how long it takes to count to $1 trillion? If you, Alex, decided to start right now and count to $1 trillion, it would take you 42,000 years. That is so unbelievable of how much $1 trillion is. And then somebody's a few dollars behind on their mortgage payments, and they get thrown out on the street because they can't get a job here because we're too busy giving the jobs away to China and then bringing in the plastic food for our babies to eat and our animals to eat to give them kidney stones.
Well, let me add to that, Joyce. In fact, we just put up the headline, New York charges rent for working homeless. They find out, you're homeless, but you've got a job. They rifle through them, and then they go and start debiting the little job with the poor person trying to get back on their feet, just like all over the country. People have a mobile home they're living in while they work, trying to get a house. They seize it the minute the tag's out, but then leave illegal aliens alone. But you guys can pull this up. Let me think of the exact headline. It's been all over the news that half of Congress doesn't pay taxes. Most of the Obama administration doesn't pay them and says they don't care. But more importantly, if you see these articles, they got rid of most of the IRS enforcers on billionaires, and they focused them on actually blue collar, which, of course, brings in a lot less tax receipts, but showing the white-collar criminals have made it where there's no investigations of them, Joyce.
Well, and the question of who owes taxes anyway, that's another whole discussion of who owes taxes and what is income. That's something that's talked about.
But even within their system, they don't follow it. The law is for us, the schmucks.
Bingo.
And then they're the gods.
And you've got the poor getting poorer, the rich getting richer, and the confiscation of property. And like you were saying, Alex, with your own home, I think this is where it's at. I think that is the desire, and the goal is to take property, to seize property. Don't just take it, just seize it. Now, I've got an update. I just got an update on the break a few minutes ago as to where she is, where Don Welch is, and what's going on with them right now as we speak in Hillsboro, Missouri.
All right, we're going to do a recap after this break. Long segment coming up. Recap, latest developments, play the audio here for the first time. Then we'll post it up at Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, ThePowerHour.com, Dave and Joyce's site, and, of course, GCNLive.com. I'm sure I'll post it as well. Stay with us. We'll be right back. This is coming up. You'll hear the real deal.
Hi, this is Peter Cronschnabel with Midas Resources. As you know, government spending is at an all-time high and inflation is on the rise. What are you doing right now to protect yourself financially? As the economy continues to deteriorate due to corporate greed and government intervention, more people will lose their jobs and worse, their life savings. Having your hard-earned money in banks, the stock market, or any other paper asset is a lose-lose deal. You'll lose on your capital investment and you'll lose purchasing power as the dollar continues to devalue. One thing is certain, having physical possession of gold and silver will guarantee that no matter what happens, your investment will never be worthless. If you've been thinking about investing in the physical possession of precious metals, I can help. Call me today, Peter Cronschnabel, at 800-686-2237, extension 108, and I will take the time personally to put together a portfolio designed to protect what you've worked so hard for. Call Peter, 800-686-2237, extension 108. You've worked hard your whole life, and I want to work hard for you. Call 800-686-2237, extension 108.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement of personality cultists who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
Silver is mankind's oldest natural antibiotic. This very special mineral has been used for centuries by most cultures throughout the world. Utopia, Texas is home to a small but mighty supplement company called Utopia Silver, who offers colloidal products produced in distilled water without use of animal protein, nitrates, or saline solutions. Because our colloidal silver is made up of nano-sized particles, it can be better utilized at the cellular level, and germs can't mutate to be resistant like they can to modern-day antibiotics. Utopia Silver has a broad range of health supplements, including colloidal silver, gold, and copper, with a money-back guarantee on the colloidal products we produce. For 4 years, Utopia Silver has been fighting in the Texas courts against agencies that would steal our God-given rights of health care and freedom of speech. Visit us today at utopiasilver.com. That's UTOPIA silver.com, or call 888-213-4338, 888-213-4338, and help us win this battle.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, I know I said wide open phones today, no guests, but news develops here. So your calls are coming up at the bottom of the hour throughout the rest of the show. I will do an analysis of why is Obama going to release new torture, as they call them, abuse photos. We'll be breaking that down. Latest developments on the economy, a bunch of police state news. They've introduced bills to arrest you under federal felonies if someone says your email site or your news story hurt their feelings. You can't make this up. It actually says it. We've been talking about that since last week, but it's racing through the House now. Other hate crimes bills to restrict free speech, and a violent extremist act that says that the Attorney General thinks you might be violent or a terrorist someday. That's what Rahm Emanuel said in the speech. We're going to play it later. But now they've got a law they're trying to pass where you can't then own a gun. The right-wingers, returning veterans, the American people. I mean, this is high treason. It's actually happening. That is coming up after we take a bunch of your phone calls. Joyce Riley, talk show host here on the Genesis Network. from 7 in the morning to 10, right before Derry Brownfield. They had this lady on who said that neighbors were told the police were coming that day to